Hello everyone, today I'd like to share a new model with you. This time, we are looking at a new brand from China, Foreart. This is their 2024 release, the M19 twin 40mm gun. The chassis is based on the M24 Chaffee light tank from the same company. One chassis can be used to build two different vehicles, very efficient. Anti-aircraft vehicles are quite rare in the modeling world. The M19 was developed by the US during World War II. At the same time, Germany had famous vehicles like the SD.KFC 251 and Meyer Bulva gun. In modern warfare, there are not many anti-aircraft vehicles either. On the US, there are older systems like the M42 and newer ones, like the M163 Vulcan or the Soviet ZSU-23. Personally, I enjoy building anti-aircraft vehicles because their open structure allows you to see the interior easily. On the other hand, for tanks and heavy armored vehicles, their internal details like engines or turret interiors are less appealing to me, because those details are usually not visible, unless you specifically build a damaged or maintenance scene. For this reason, I rarely spend extra money on full interior kits or models with detailed engines. Since anti-aircraft vehicles are open-top, especially in small scales like 1/72, they demand higher precision in molding. If the mold design is not detailed enough, the result can be terrible. A negative example would be a Taurus 1/72 M163 Vulcan. That kit is too simplified. You would need heavy modifications to make it look good. Now let's talk about this model. Although it is made in China, the quality is impressive. The kit comes with a total of 7 sprues. Like many Chinese manufacturers, they tend to pack many sprues into a very small box. This often causes parts to bend or break. For example, in this kit, the axe is already broken. Looking at the tracks, they are mostly single-piece, with individual links only used at the curves. This saves a lot of time during assembly, but makes it harder to create realistic track sag. The kit includes metal gun barrels and some photo-etched parts. I think this is a great combination. They are very useful for small-scale models, because plastic cannot replicate some details well. However, when buying photo-etched parts, many people face a problem. There are simply too many tiny parts. More is not always better. Too many parts waste time and reduce your motivation to build. Handling photo-etched parts requires skill and patience. If there are too many, you may lose interest halfway and end up abandoning the build, which is a real waste. Next, let's take a look at the hull. Just like the lower part, the molding is very detailed. The torsion bars are similar to 1/35 scale, assembled piece by piece, which theoretically allows working suspension. The wheels are also very well detailed. Next, let's look at another highlight, the twin 40mm gun. If you don't like working with metal parts, you can use the plastic barrels instead. Moving on to the turret. The molding is very precise, but perhaps a bit overly detailed. For example, in step 8, you will find that the turret ring consists of 7 parts. Why not mold it as one piece? A single piece design would save time and reduce fitting issues between parts. On this topic, if anyone has experience in mold design, feel free to leave a comment. Looking at the instruction manual, the steps are clear, and there is a painting guide at the end. Overall, I think this model is highly detailed. The total length is about 7.6 centimeters, and the vehicle is packed with details. Even when fully assembled, just displaying it in a showcase would already look impressive. If I really have to point out a flaw, I do have one small request. Could the manufacturer include 1 or 2 crew figures? In 1/72 scale, especially tank crew, they are not easy to find, and the quality is often not great. That's it for today's unboxing. If you have any comments, feel free to leave a message. Let's see when I can start building this kit. I'll share the process with you later, including the challenges I encounter. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye.